Well, today we're here to give prizes for civic leadership for 2016 to the Reverend Steve Stockman and Father Martin Magill. Over the last year, in fact over the last few years, they have been exceptional in helping people to see, I suppose, a better future for this place, talk about it, lead by example in organising things like the Four Corners Festival. Their broadcasting, their writing is all about challenging people in a very constructive way to help take this society forward.
To receive Civic Leader of the Year, first of all, I think it's a crazy idea, surprised, and yet secondly, and most importantly, just that gratitude that somebody has noticed what we do, the encouragement that what we're doing is not in vain, that people are listening, people are hearing about it, people are responding to it, so real encouragement. I think I look across the room at this award at times and go, keep doing what you're doing, because people have recognised it. Well, Father Martin's a joy to work with, but the first thing is he's my friend, and we were born, he was born September 61, I was born October 61, so he's a month older than me, and I remind him of that a lot of the time. But there's something about his perspective from his Catholic mindset and mine from my Protestant mindset that the Venn diagram that is, there's an awful lot in the middle of that Venn diagram. I think the only way to break those barriers down, those traditions down, those myths down, is for relationship. And then when relationship starts, it flows out into other relationships. So his friends become my friends. And very simply, out of just becoming friends, you then have this knock-on effect.
I suppose more than anything else, I'm a bit overwhelmed at this moment in time. I've just received it a few moments ago, and listening to the likes of some of the things that's been said in there, I suppose probably overwhelming, but also a great sense of gratitude as well. And my hope for the future would be to see people be able to live side by side. If I take the area where I'm looking at the moment, in many ways it's really just simply mostly people from a Catholic nationalist Republican background. I would love to be able to get to a situation in this city where I see people living side by side, irrespective of denomination or religion or whatever it might be. Steve Stockman, I think at this particular stage of 3-4 year friendship, he's still prepared to give some of my zany ideas a bit of a hearing. But I suppose more than anything else, I have been so blessed by some of the conversations that we've had. I just wish I could bottle some of them for the energy that I get from them.
I think churches have a huge role in the community, and perhaps for a long number of years we weren't involved. I think that's changing. I think when it comes to peace and reconciliation, we were slow to get involved during the Troubles. I always put it that there was a war happening in the street that people might say wasn't a religious war, but there was a cold war between the churches happening underneath that I don't think helped what was going on in the street, and certainly didn't bring peace and reconciliation as a result. Then there were the mavericks like the Father Alec Reeds, and I have to say I stand on the giant, or the shoulders of the giant that was Ken Newell here in Fitzroy. People who decided that their Christian discipleship and just following Jesus meant that you had to love your neighbour, love your enemy, cross those boundaries. I think that's essential. When I read the scriptures in the context of Northern Ireland and I hear Jesus saying love your enemy, I don't have much thinking to do to work out where that happens, and it happens when we cross those boundaries that are historical.